So in the making of this video, I tried my best to put myself in the perspective of the person that I was before I started my own community online. And that's because I feel like it took me longer to get to the place where I believed that it was possible for myself to even put something out online than it did to actually create the thing. To be quite frank, it took me about a week to create the community that eventually, I would say, changed my life. But it took me about 4 years to even believe in myself enough to be able to do it in the first place. And I'm making this video because I feel like there's a lot of people out there with something special, something of value to actually offer to the world. And I don't want it to take until 2030 for you to actually put the thing out there. I know it's valuable. I know you could be of value to another person. And I just don't want other people to make the same mistake that I made. So this video is gonna be real, it's gonna be raw, it's gonna be unedited. It's literally outside, my favorite place in the world. But hopefully by the end of this video, you can take away the 3 limiting beliefs that got in my way from keeping me from starting my own community or just my own thing online in general, because it applies to everything. And then 3 ways you can immediately get past those beliefs and start what you want today. Because at the end of the day, there are no limits to what you can do in this life. You can literally do anything in this world that you want as long as it's within reason and you're not breaking the law. But no, you can do anything that you want. I believe in you. And this is probably the first time that we're meeting. So I'll do a brief introduction just so you know a little bit more about my proof and that I'm not making stuff up out of thin air. And then we can get into the nitty gritty of the limiting beliefs and how we can get past them. So my name is Zach. I would say a community builder. I've done so in person. I've done so in online. I also absolutely love sales. I love brand building. I've been able to do so for multiple businesses. The biggest business that I've been able to build for has 3 social media pages, over 300,000 followers, and a 7-figure business built off of those pages, which has been really awesome to build over the past 2 years. And then I've made it to the top 1% of Skool in terms of creators and revenue. I've made it to the top 10 in the Skool games somewhere last year or this year. I'm losing track of time. And then I've built 2 communities on Skool specifically. One, that was the one in the Skool games. And then one has over 500 Skool members right now. And both of those communities got their members from organic only. I have not run a single paid ad. So that's a little bit more about myself. Hopefully through these videos, you know a little bit more about me and I can tell you a little bit more about my experiences and maybe help you. So I have some notes here that I'm going to be working through. Hopefully I'm thorough. Hopefully that by the end of this video, you can take at least something of value and then go about your day and do some great things in the world. So limiting belief number 1 is that you think that there isn't a place for you. Now, the chances are, if you're watching this video, you are a person that wants something different for your life. Because if you know about Skool, if you know about online business, if you know about all of the entrepreneurs, if you know about personal development, that means that in some way, shape, or form, you experienced curiosity in your own life. You were curious to do something different. Because from the time that we're young, we're told that we're probably going down a specific path in life. We're going to be a doctor, we're going to be an engineer, we're going to have one career, we're going to work that career, and by the end of that career you'll retire, and then at that point you can enjoy the rest of your life, which is completely okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But somewhere along the way you probably saw something different. Maybe you met someone, maybe you came across a mentor of yours, maybe you were consulted by somebody and they were like, hey, there's another way. And that other way is potentially an online business. Like you can have your own business online. So like what people do in brick and mortar stores, you can do in the online space. And you probably said, hey, that's a good idea because I'll have a little bit more freedom. I'll be able to sit outside and make videos. I'll be able to sit outside and take meetings. Like that seems like a really cool thing, right? So somewhere along the way, you experienced something different and you were curious about that thing. And because you were curious about that thing, you started exploring more about that thing. And over time, that algorithm adapted to your consumption behaviors. And now you landed on my video and probably millions of other videos. But what that's doing in the background is making you think that other people are like you or just like you as well, because you're starting to compare yourself to the people within the space. So maybe you see another YouTuber making videos or watching videos about the thing. Maybe you see other people who are interested in the things that you're interested in this specific space. And what that does is almost put you in a bubble, and you don't really think outside of this bubble. So you start to think that the people within this space is the world, when really you forgot that 99% of people are probably not thinking about starting a Skool community, are probably not thinking about personal development, are probably not thinking about growing an audience online or building a personal brand. 99% of people are just doing the thing that they've been told to do their entire life. Because you are in this space, you've been exposed to something new, but you've also been exposed to people with similar goals and interests. And by default, you're starting to think those similar goals and interests are saturating the space, because if you're thinking it, then this person is thinking it, and then you may experience this other person who created a community who is thinking it, and you're starting to think that everybody is thinking like you, when really you're in a bubble amongst a bunch of people that aren't thinking about this stuff at all. So that's probably caused you to think, oh, people are thinking like me. Oh, people are going to start the same community as me. Oh, people are starting communities, like this is too saturated. Oh, people are doing this and the third, when really most people aren't. So in order to break this belief that you're feeling right now, you have to remember that you're operating amongst the world, not just this bubble of people in the online business space that you've been exposed to. And really, you can create any community online. Stop comparing yourself and thinking that the world is what you've been exposed to, when really that's just your world. And within the world in general, this entire world, there's unlimited possibilities on what you can do, as long as you act on them, as long as you start. And there's always room for you to input whatever you're good at. Limiting belief number 2, you are afraid to sell something. And the fact that you're afraid to sell something is actually a good thing, because the chances are you probably experienced something in your lifetime to where someone was a used car salesman, or someone made you take out your wallet and purchase something for thousands and thousands of dollars that you actually didn't have the money for. And you knew once you put it on your credit card, you were gonna have to work 100 times harder just to afford that thing. And even when you did all of that and finally paid it off, maybe they actually didn't deliver on the product. So that put a bad taste in your mouth, and it made you look at this online business space sideways. Listen, I've worked in sales. I've been in the rooms with some of the top closers in this world. And one thing that I've noticed is that, yeah, the waters are muddy in this online business space. So it's not that you don't want to sell something. At the end of the day, things are being sold around us all the time. Money is everywhere. Money flows through literally everything. But what's really going on is that you don't want to associate yourself in a space that could potentially ruin your reputation. You also don't want to create an experience for someone based on some experience that you personally experienced in your own life. So it's almost unfair for you to have a person, for you to have their attention, for you to be able to offer them something different, to not do that, because you know once they go out in the world or scroll past your video, they're gonna met with so many things that don't add value to your life, their life. And as long as you're using your own fear to not be the person that gave you the bad experience to deliver above and beyond with the very thing that you're selling, then it would be very, very hard for you to fail at selling that actual thing. Number 3, you think community is something that you have to charge for today. The purpose of building community is not so that way you can just start putting your paid products in front of people. The purpose of building community is, number 1, to connect. Number 2, to see where people are. Number 3, be able to have something other than Instagram or TikTok or Twitter to meet people where they are. And number 4, to see what you think is valuable in action. At the end of the day, if you're able to do those 4 things, then the 5th thing would be you being able to exchange money for that information when you get to a certain point that you know it works. But in all of this, this is not about you. Building a community online is not about you. Building an audience online is not about you. This is about the other person. A lot of people, the belief is that like, oh, I don't want to put this community out there because I don't want to like have to charge for the thing. So make it free. If you believe in your stuff and you think it's going to work for somebody, make it free. If you really believe that your thing could help somebody, put it out there. Fall in love with the game of teaching. Fall in love with the game of educating. Fall in love with the game of caring so deeply about your skill that you don't want to go another day without someone else having the very thing that you know. You'll always be able to monetize in some way, shape, or form, but that's not the priority, and people are able to read that. They have a BS meter, right? Starting out, for the community that made it into the Skool games that I run, it all started for free. There was a year's worth of content posted for free. There was multiple events that you could come to in person for free. And the community actually started on Instagram. It wasn't on Skool. I didn't even know about Skool at the time. But all we cared about was delivering information. And once people had specific problems, we were able to create specific solutions. And through those specific solutions or resources, at that point, the value of money was exchanged. And we would have held ourselves back from helping anyone if all we cared about was actually charging for the community. Go for free, always go for free first, and charge for the specific results that's going to take you that extra time to actually build or put out or work with people through. So that's it. If you have any specific questions, what I'll do is I won't take your email below, but I'll drop my email. And I want you to personally reach out to me with your specific question. If you have a specific question or you have a specific scenario regarding building a Skool community specifically or community online, email me the question. I'll do my best to help you. And if this video ends up blowing up, then I'll take my email away and figure out something else I can help like more people. But who knows, 5 people could view this video. It doesn't matter to me. Thank you guys for watching this video. It is my pleasure to serve you and share all of the things and the lessons that I'm learning on this journey of building online communities. Hopefully this channel becomes the best resource for you to be able to start your own, because I have a huge goal of helping 250 business owners specifically start their own business. Whether that's someone taking what they learned in this video to start their own community or business online, or whether I'm working with them specifically. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.